Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into something that affects pretty much all of us, team dynamics. We're going to pull back the curtain on those hidden forces, the unspoken roles that can make or break a team without anyone even realizing it.
I mean, you've been there, right? You've got a room full of smart, talented people, but for some reason, the whole thing just fizzles. It doesn't work. So why is that? Well, it turns out the answer isn't some big mystery. It's all about understanding the predictable roles people fall into.
So the first step isn't about trying to fix anything. It's actually much simpler. It's about learning how to watch. Real success in any group, whether it's a small project team or a whole company, it often starts with just being able to see and understand what's really going on between people. And that right there, that's the core idea. Team dynamics, they're not just random chaos. It's a system. People naturally fall into specific roles, and once you can see those roles for what they are, you can finally start to understand why your team works or doesn't work the way it does. So what are these roles?
All right, let's start with the ideal. This is the gold standard for any team member. We're going to call this person the performer. This is basically the benchmark we measure all the other behaviors against.
Now, what I love about this is how simple and powerful it is. A performer's focus is always on the bigger picture, on the collective good. Every decision they make, every action they take, it's all about moving the team forward. They're the ones who collaborate, who support others, and who put the team's success way ahead of their own personal glory.
Okay, but let's be real. In the real world, it's pretty rare to find a team that's made up of only performers. All that friction, all those roadblocks and frustrations we feel in a team, well, that usually comes from a few other, less productive roles that tend to pop up.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? If we know what works, we've got to have a clear idea of what doesn't. Understanding these non-productive roles is just as important as spotting the performers. So let's break down what that actually looks like.
This is where it gets really fascinating. It turns out that non-performance isn't just one thing. It's a whole system of its own, with these distinct, recognizable characters. You could almost call them archetypes.
So here's the key takeaway. Unproductive behavior, it isn't just random. It's not just someone having a bad day. It actually follows very specific patterns. And there are 3 specific roles that almost always show up together when a team dynamic starts to go south.
And here they are: the hero, the victim, and the enemy. Okay, first up, the hero. Now, this sounds good, right? But the hero is the person who seems to thrive on crisis. They might even create one just so they can swoop in, solve it, and get all the credit. They're not interested in a stable, well-run team. They're addicted to the praise of saving the day. Then you have the victim. For this person, nothing is ever their fault. They completely drain the team's energy by blaming everyone else, the circumstances, you name it, anything to avoid taking accountability. And finally, there's the enemy. This is the person who actively works against the group's best interests. They create drama and mistrust, usually through gossip or quiet sabotage. And here's the crazy part: they all feed off each other. The enemy creates a mess, which gives the victim a reason to complain, which creates the perfect fire for the hero to put out. It's a cycle, and this trio can absolutely destroy a team's momentum.
So we've got these archetypes, the ideal performer, and then this destructive trio of the hero, the victim, and the enemy. But so what? What's the practical use here? Why is it so important to be able to spot these roles in the wild? Well, think of this whole framework as a diagnostic tool. It's not about labeling people and putting them in boxes. It's about understanding the behaviors that are holding your team back. It gives you a new lens to see interactions more clearly. So instead of just leaving a meeting feeling like, oh, that was so unproductive, you can start to identify the specific patterns. Oh, the hero just hijacked the agenda, or the victim's complaints really drain the energy in the room. And seeing that's the first step to really understanding the health of your team, so you can create a place where performers can actually get things done. And that really brings us to the final thought here. This isn't just some abstract theory. It's a mirror you can hold up to your own work life. So take a second and think about the teams you're on. Who's consistently acting for the good of the group? And which of these non-performance roles do you see playing out? Because understanding the answer to that question is the key to building something so much better. That's all for this time. Thanks for joining me.